All right, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's Epic Basketball League playoff competition. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the playoffs. It is the silver tier of the 1972-73 Epic Basketball League season, and we are bringing you Game 2 of the series between the Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Hawks. The Seattle Supersonics and the Atlanta Hawks. My bad. I wonder how many times we'll stumble over that one tonight. On the screen right now, you see the breakdown of the silver tier playoffs. We are in round one of the silver tier. 8 teams enter, 2 will leave and move up to the gold tier. And we see that all three of the series that have been played so far are tied at 1. It was the Phoenix Suns earlier tonight taking down the Boston Celtics 106-96 behind 30 points and 16 rebounds from Neil Walk. Of course, last week on the channel, we saw a thrilling game between the Kansas City Omaha Kings and the Baltimore Bullets, with Nate Archibald, last-minute heroics, dribbling the length of the floor and finding rookie center Mike Ratliff all by himself under the basket for the game winner as time expired. Kansas City the winner last week, but tonight, Baltimore gets their win back, 105-89, to push that series to a decisive Game 3. It was Mike Reardon with 27 points to lead the Bullets. Archie Clark returned to the lineup and put up 23. And Elvin Hayes delivered 18 points and 18 rebounds in the Bullets' victory. Nate Archibald, the most exciting player in the league this year, had 24 points and 9 assists, but also 9 turnovers in an up-and-down performance as that series heads to Game 3. The 4-5 series, Detroit and Philadelphia. I did not want to burden you with that series between two very substandard teams in 72-73. Detroit evens the series 102-94 as Big Bob Lanier gets a triple-double, 19 points, 19 rebounds, and 13 blocked shots. A big night also for Dave Bing, 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Leroy Ellis with a big night for Philadelphia in a losing effort, 19 points and 26 rebounds. And that brings us to tonight's feature game, Game 2 of the series between the Seattle Supersonics and the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta finished with the top record in the Silver Division, and they were prohibitive favorites to move through Seattle. But Seattle pulled the upset in Game 1 behind a huge night by Spencer Haywood, 32 points and 18 rebounds. And Spencer Haywood will bring the Supersonics to Atlanta for Game 2 here tonight in hopes that Seattle can pull the upset once again and move on in this best 2 out of 3 series. So that sets the action for tonight's ball game as we head to the Omni Coliseum in Atlanta, Georgia for tonight's Game 2 broadcast. So relax, grab yourself a cold one, and enjoy the show as we get started here from Atlanta with the starting lineups. For the Supersonics, the point guard will be Fred Brown, second-year man out of Iowa. And he is flanked by Dick Snyder, the sharpshooter out of Davidson. Gee, where have we heard about a sharpshooter out of Davidson? The small forward tonight is John Brisker. 1-year experience out of Toledo. And, of course, the superstar for the Supersonics, the power forward Spencer Haywood. 2 years out of Detroit Mercy. And in the real-life NBA, he finished in the top 10 both in scoring and in rebounding with averages of 29.2 points and 12.9 rebounds per game. Good enough for first team All NBA honors. The center is Big Jim Fox, the veteran, 6 years out of South Carolina. Averaged a double-double on the season, 11 points and 11 rebounds. For the home Hawks, your starting point guard is the dynamic, the sensational Pete MARAVICH. And he is joined in the backcourt by a very solid player, Herm Gilliam, 14 points and 6 assists per game, good enough for 8th in the league. Sweet Lou Hudson is your high-scoring veteran small forward out of Minnesota. And Jim Washington, 8 years out of Villanova, is at the power forward. And at the center position, the esteemed veteran, 12 years out of Indiana, he is Walt Bellamy, 16 points, 13 rebounds per game for the NBA season. And with that, we are ready to get things started. As the tip-off will take place, Atlanta needs a win here to force a Game 3. As the Hawks win the tip-off, and immediately the ball goes to Lou Hudson on the outside. Hudson lets fly from the baseline. That's too strong, but somebody got him on the arm, and that will be John Brisker. Brisker commits the foul, and that will send Hudson to the line for 2 free throws. As we get started here in Atlanta Coliseum, fans just getting in their seats as Hudson rolls home the first free throw. Second shot by Hudson is up and good. 2-0 Hawks. Supersonics with their first possession of the game. They're going to look down low to Jim Fox. Fox working on Bellamy. Short jump shot from the block is good. And we're tied at 2. Bellamy wants the ball in the low post for the Hawks, and he is fouled on the play by Fox. Already the Hawks have drawn 2 fouls as the Supersonics pick up their second foul in the first 30 seconds of play. That'll be a side out for Atlanta. Hawks to inbound. They look to Gilliam on the wing. Gilliam from the outside drives to the lane, shoots the layup. It's no good. Battle for the rebound is taken by Jim Fox for Seattle. Back come the Supersonics. Tied at 2, they go to Spencer Haywood. He's out on the baseline, about 8 feet out. He can't knock that one down. And the rebound is taken by Atlanta by Lou Hudson. The Hawks want to run. MARAVICH leading the break. Dumps it off to Jim Washington. Washington to Hudson on the break. Hudson's layup is no good. Washington cleans the offensive glass. Washington on the putback attempt. Has it stolen away by Haywood. Right on time, says JT. Welcome to tonight's ball game. We're tied at 2, just 1 minute in. As Seattle looks inside to their superstar Haywood. Haywood cannot get the shot to go. But Dick Snyder grabs the offensive rebound, passes it back out to the point, and the Supersonics will reset. Hello, we say to Al, Red Sox fan. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. The ball now is in the hands of Haywood. He's got it on the low block. Fakes left, turn right, shoots and scores. First points of the night for Haywood. Puts Seattle on top 4-2 as the Supersonics look to pull the upset. Hawks look inside to Bellamy, the veteran down low. His short shot over Fox is no good. Washington crashes the offensive boards to grab that one and sends it back out to MARAVICH. MARAVICH back to Washington in the paint. His short jump shot is good. Good find by MARAVICH. We're tied at 4. Seattle with the basketball. Snyder has it on the outside. Steps to his right, pulls the trigger. It's too strong. And MARAVICH grabs the long rebound for Atlanta. Once again, the Hawks want to run. It's 4-on-3 with MARAVICH. Over to Bellamy. Bellamy the trailer. And now I'm not crashing, but I'm getting the game screen is getting minimized in favor of the setup screen. Hudson misses the layup, and Fox takes the rebound for Seattle. So the Hawks, again, unable to convert on the break. Let me do some things here in the game option. It seemed to work. We'll turn off the sound, and we'll go to the setup. It seems to be the sound that was interfering with the setup in previous ball games. So we will see what happens here. We're tied at 4. Seattle with the basketball. Open is Fox on the baseline. Oh, he steps around Bellamy, gets into the paint, but his shot is no good, and Gilliam takes the rebound. Hawks want to run again. MARAVICH streaking down the court, dribbles to his right, dives into the lane. Dumps it to Gilliam on the trail, and Gilliam cannot hit the layup. No good on the finger roll, and Brown rebounds for Seattle. So the Hawks now 0 for 3 on fast break attempts, and MARAVICH frustrated. Seattle with the basketball now on the wing. It's in the hands of Snyder. Snyder passes it back out to Brown at the top of the key, and we've got an illegal defense warning issued to the Hawks. That'll just be a warning. One more time, and it will be a technical foul. I'm reminded of the great Warriors coach, Steve Kerr, one night when the Warriors were having an off night. On the defensive end, they were called for an illegal defense, and Kerr protested to the referee saying, "How can you call illegal defense? Nobody on my team's playing defense." So 4-4 is the score. Open for Seattle on the inbound is Brisker. Brisker sends it to Haywood on the post, and Haywood tries to kick it out and has it stolen away by Bellamy. It's 4-on-3 again. MARAVICH cannot resist the temptation to run. This time it's Gilliam on the wing. Dropping it off to Hudson, and Hudson misses again, but he is fouled this time by Brown, and that will send Lou Hudson back to the free throw line. Boy, Atlanta 1 for their first 6 field goal attempts. Seattle only 2 for 6. Both teams off to a slow start from the field. As Hudson connects on the first free throw, puts Atlanta back on top. Hudson misses the second. The rebound is kicked around and finally picked up by Brown for Seattle. Seahawks with the ball trailing by 1. Open on the free throw line is Brisker. His shot from 15 feet out is no good. A long rebound is knocked away, picked up by Freddie Brown. We've got a whistle on the rebound and a loose ball foul called against Atlanta. That will be number 1 on Lou Hudson. The game will stay here at the Seattle end of the court with the Sonics to inbound. They're going to look to Haywood in the paint. His layup is blocked by Washington. Nice looking defense by Washington. Bellamy grabs the rebound for Atlanta. And this time, MARAVICH is going to walk things back the other way. He's got the ball at the free throw line. He steps around Fred Brown, gets into the lane, goes to the left hand, lays it up, and good. MARAVICH with his first basket of the night. Atlanta is up by 3. 7-4 is your score. Seattle works it to Snyder from the outside. He pulls the trigger from 18 feet out, and he is true. Dick Snyder, 27 points in Game 1, helping his team to pull the upset. And he's got his first 2 of the night here. Atlanta with the basketball, leading 7-6. And MARAVICH wants to look inside to Bellamy. Bellamy shuffles his feet, fakes, shoots, misses. But Fox got him on the arm, and that is 2 quick fouls on Jim Fox. He will probably have to head to the bench here as Walt Bellamy steps to the free throw line. Very well-respected veteran player is Bellamy. Missed the first free throw. He is going to line up number 2 here. And he missed them both. Spencer Haywood takes the rebound. And it will be possession Seattle. They still trail by 1 as they're going to work the ball into the paint out of Brisker. Brisker with a size advantage over Hudson, but Brisker cannot hit the shot, and Hudson grabs the rebound. Possession to Atlanta. They work it out to Gilliam on the wing. Gilliam from free throw line extended, tries to get a ball up. It's knocked away, and we have got a tie-up. MARAVICH and Brown will jump it up. Under 8 to play here in quarter number 1. Atlanta still holds a 7-6 lead as the jump ball is in the air, and the tip will be controlled by the Hawks. MARAVICH in possession, looking to distribute. Sends it over to Hudson, gets it back. MARAVICH to attack. Cuts it into the lane. He's cut off by HAYWOOD. Shot no good. But Herm Gilliam comes in to collect the rebound for the Hawks. And Gilliam will pass it back out on top, and the Hawks will reset. Atlanta still leading 7-6. 7:36 to play. Here's Hudson with a shot from in down low. That's no good, and HAYWOOD takes the rebound for Seattle. Sonics will walk it back the other way. They look to Brisker on the baseline. Brisker cannot hit, but HAYWOOD grabs the offensive rebound. HAYWOOD on the putback attempt takes it up strong and scores it. Seattle now goes up 8-7 on the putback by HAYWOOD with 7:10 to play, first period. Gilliam now on the outside with an open look. The ball is tipped away and into the hands of Washington. Washington tries to find Gilliam cutting the baseline, threw it behind him for the turnover. Seattle with the basketball now, leading by 1, 8-7. Under 7 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Here's Brown with his field goal attempt. That's no good. And Bellamy with the rebound for the Hawks. Hawks come back the other way to Hudson. Hudson inside, shoots and misses, no good. HAYWOOD clears the rebound, but we've got a whistle and a foul on the rebound, and that will go against Gilliam from the Hawks. Will go the other way. Seattle basketball. The open man for the Sonics is Snyder. He steps around Gilliam, gets into the lane, tries to get the layup. That's no good. But we have got a whistle on the play, and that is a foul on Gilliam. That is 2 on Gilliam for the Hawks, and he'll have to go to the bench as Dick Snyder comes to the line for 2 free throws. Snyder, the veteran out of Davidson, 7 years experience, an 86% free throw shooter, and he rolls the first one home. Seattle now up 9-7. As into the game for the first time for Atlanta comes Steve Bracey, a rookie guard out of Tulsa, replacing Gilliam at the 2 guard. Second shot by Snyder is up and good. Seattle now up 3, 10-7, as we approach the halfway point of the first period. Atlanta moves it into Bracey. Bracey on the wing, comes off a screen, gets into the lane, lays it up, and good. So Steve Bracey making his presence felt with his first basket of the night, bringing the Hawks back to within 1. Seattle looks to HAYWOOD on the baseline. His shot from out there is again too strong, and Bellamy breaks away with another rebound for the Hawks. Atlanta with another possession. They're going to look for Bracey on the wing. Bracey cross-courts it to Hudson. Hudson from the outside drives, gets into the lane, and Hudson is called for the charge. Nice positioning by Brisker to draw that foul, and that is going to send Hudson to the bench. He will be replaced out there by George Trapp, second-year man out of Long Beach State. Trapp in at the 3 along with Bracey at the 2. As we've now got 2 Hawks in foul trouble. MARAVICH remains in the game at the point along with Washington, and Bellamy down low for the Hawks. Seattle basketball leading by 1, 5:46 to play in the first. Fred Brown manning the point. Looks it inside to McDaniels. McDaniels in the game now. His short jump shot is blocked by Bellamy. Bellamy takes the rejection, and Jim Washington on the rebound. Take that, rookie, he says to Jim McDaniels. McDaniels, 6'11", out of Western Kentucky, may not want to push his luck against the experienced Walt Bellamy. Bellamy now wants it on the low block. Gets the pass from Maverick. Turns to his left, shoots and misses. And Brown takes the rebound for Seattle. It's 3-on-3 going the other way. Brown is in the lead. Brown dribbles it down the center of the court. Stops at the free throw line. Fakes left, passes it right to Bricker. And Bricker missed the layup. It is banging bodies all around now. And it is Brown who comes out of the scrum with the basketball for Seattle. And the Hawks now want to reset. They look to Brisker in the paint. Brisker guarded by the bigger Trap, but he gets the running left-hander to go. For his first 2 points of the game, it is 12-9 now in favor of the Sonics. Atlanta basketball, it is MARAVICH from the outside. Explodes to the basket, goes to the right hand, lays it up, and good. He faked the pass to his left, drew the defense, and just walked into the lane for the hoop. He's got 4 points now, and it is again a 1-point game. Under 5 to play in the first. It is Brown with it on the outside. He's got MARAVICH on him. Dumps it inside to Haywood. Haywood back to Brown, the cutter, and Brown scores it. Nice little two-man game there between Freddie Brown and Spencer Haywood. Seattle with the basket. They're back on top by 3. Atlanta basketball, it is MARAVICH again. MARAVICH goes into the lane once again. Fearless as he drives down the lane. His shot is no good on the reverse, but he is fouled on Snyder. Fouled by Snyder. That will send MARAVICH to the line. And MARAVICH rewarded with his efforts for 2 free throws. Atlanta now in the bonus for the remainder of the first quarter as MARAVICH drops the first one home. Into the game now for Seattle for the first time is Kennedy McIntosh. He is a second-year man out of Eastern Michigan. Entering the game for the first time. MARAVICH hits them both. And that brings it back to a 1-point game. 14-13. Seattle with the lead and the basketball. Under 4.5 to play. Seattle works it to Snyder on the perimeter. His shot from the baseline is good. Snyder is heating up. He's got 6 points now. And Seattle back on top by 3. Atlanta comes back the other way. They've got Trap on the inside. His shot is off the rim, no good. And it is McDaniels with the rebound for Seattle. Jim McDaniels grabs that one. And Seattle now with the basketball and a 3-point lead, looking to extend the lead here as we're under 4 to play. Brown dumps it into Haywood. Haywood posting up on Washington. Fakes left, goes right, shoots and scores. 8 points now for Spencer Haywood. He leads all scorers. And Seattle has opened up their biggest lead of the first period. They're up 18-13 as we say hello to Dave Gardner in the chat room. And unfortunately, Dave, the Buffalo Braves have already been eliminated from playoff competition here in the 72-73 Epic Basketball League season. But we are happy to have you in the chat room nonetheless. It's a 5-point deficit for Atlanta. The open man is Bracey. And Bracey has it knocked away out of bounds by Snyder. But the Hawks will keep possession. They'll have 10 on the shot clock to get something done as Lee Winfield comes into the game for Seattle at the point. Atlanta tees things up. 1 second on the shot clock. The ball's in the hands of Trap. Trap's going to have to put it up quickly. And he dumps it over to Bellamy. Bellamy shot no good. McDaniels with the rebound for Seattle. Seattle up 5 now with the basketball. Haywood is the hot hand. They get it to him on the inside. And his short jump shot is off target. Bellamy with the rebound for the Hawks. Still a 5-point lead as the Hawks beat the press with Bracey. They get it to MARAVICH. MARAVICH has Daniels on him now. McDaniels, as he comes off the screen, MARAVICH pulls the trigger, but it's around the rim and out, no good. and McDaniels recovers to grab the rebound for Seattle. Both teams continuing to struggle from the field. Yeah, Seattle still up by 5. Here's a sweet fake by Winfield. Winfield gets into the key. The layup is no good. And Bellamy takes the rebound for the Hawks. Winfield just choked on that one. And the Hawks have a chance to cut into the lead, trying to beat the press. And they are going to go to Trap on the inside. To his left hand, the layup is no good. Bracey takes the offensive rebound, but we have a whistle and a loose ball foul. That is going to go against Seattle's Kennedy McIntosh, and Walt Bellamy will head to the line for 2 shots as the Hawks are in the bonus. The first shot by Bellamy rolls around and out. And Bellamy missed them both. I believe he's 0 for 4 from the free throw line here tonight. And as we approach the 2-minute mark to play in the first quarter, Seattle has the basketball and maintains that 5-point lead. Quiet scoring period for both these squads. As now Butch Beard is into the game. Butch Beard has the ball on the perimeter. Dumps it inside to Wright. Back out to Beard on the outside. The long jump shot by Beard is no good. And the rebound bounces out to Bracey for the Hawks. Bracey with a quick outlet to MARAVICH. MARAVICH wants to run. He sends it over to Bracey on the sideline. Bracey back to MARAVICH. MARAVICH to the hole and lays it up and good. Finally, the Hawks are able to convert on a run out. They're back to within 3. We're under 2 to play. Into the game now for Seattle is Joby Wright, a rookie center out of Indiana. And Joby Wright gets the ball and scores on the short jump shot. Seattle back on top by 5. I believe Joby Wright became a coach later in his basketball career as well. Correct me if I am wrong. MARAVICH with it now being guarded by Beard. Goes hard to the rack. Beard cuts him off. MARAVICH stops and pops. He cannot get it to fall, but Winfield is called for the foul, and MARAVICH will head back to the free throw line. MARAVICH on the attack has been Atlanta's best weapon here in this first quarter. And the Hawks are in the bonus. MARAVICH will get 3 to make 2. The first is good. MARAVICH good on the first 2 tries. And he is the first man of the game to hit double figures. He's got 10. And Atlanta is within 3, 20 to 17. Minute 14 to play here in the first. Seattle motion offense. Joby Wright has it in his hands, but he is about 16 feet out from the hoop, not looking to shoot from there. Sends it to Snyder, free throw line extended. The shot by Snyder is too strong, and Bellamy with another rebound for Atlanta. Here's a quick outlet to MARAVICH. Hawks now have it 4-on-1 going the other way. MARAVICH to Bracey on the left side. Bracey back to MARAVICH in the middle. MARAVICH to his right, lays it up and good. 12 points now for MARAVICH. It's a 1-point game as we head into the final minute of play here in the first. Open for Seattle inside is Kennedy McIntosh. McIntosh sends it over to Snyder. Snyder dumps it into McDaniels, but that pass is off target and out of bounds for the turnover. 33 seconds now to play in the period. Atlanta with the basketball, hoping to regain the lead. Herm Gilliam back into the game, gets the pass. Let's fly from 16 feet out. That is no good. And the rebound is knocked around and pulled down by Dick Snyder for the Seahawks. For the, that's twice, for the Supersonics. And Seattle will hold for the final shot of the period. Brown gets to his right, lifes into the lane, has his shot blocked. Bracey got him, and that is the end of the first period. So at the end of the quarter, low-scoring first period, 20-19 is your score. Seattle is ahead as we take a look at the box score, and it is ugly. Both teams below 35% shooting. Seattle 9 for 26. Atlanta only 6 for 20. Excuse me. And it is a 12-2 advantage at the free throw line for the Hawks, and that is the only thing keeping them into the game. They only hit 7 of the 12 attempts, and that 5 points is what is the only thing keeping the Hawks close. Your leading scorer is HAYWOOD for Seattle with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and of course Pistol Pete MARAVICH with 12 points for the Hawks. And Bellamy scoreless but has 6 rebounds on the period. All right, we head back to quarter number 2. If you stick around until halftime, you can hear about what will be happening on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for the remainder of the weekend. The second quarter tip is in the air, and it is controlled by Atlanta. Hudson has it on the wing, guarded by Brisker. The shot by Hudson is good. Hudson gets the bounce. He's got 5 points now after missing time in the first period due to foul trouble, and his basket gives the Hawks a 1-point lead, 21-20. Seattle has it the other way. Freddie Brown with it out on top and has it stolen by MARAVICH. Nice defense by Pistol Pete. Atlanta with another possession. And again, they're going to look to Hudson. Hudson on the inside this time. Working on Brisker. His shot is too strong. And Dick Snyder with the rebound for Seattle. Seattle with numbers in transition. It's 4-on-3. Brown dribbles to his left. Brown surveys the court. Drops it off to Brisker on the trail, and Brisker cannot get the rebound to go. There's a scramble for the loose ball, and Sweet Lou Hudson brings it out of there for the Hawks. Hawks look inside now to Washington. He pump fakes. He shoots and misses. But HAYWOOD got him with the body, and that will send Jim Washington to the line for a pair. Washington, a 73% free throw shooter, and the first one rolls off the rim, no good. Second shot by Washington is good, and the Hawks are back on top by 2. 22-20 is your score. Seattle now with the basketball as they move from right to left on your computer screen. The open man for Seattle is Brown. He comes off the screen, tries to get it back to Snyder out on top. Herm Gilliam steps into the passing lane and steals it away for the Hawks. It's 3-on-2 going the other way. MARAVICH takes the outlet, dribbles down the center of the court, sends it to Gilliam on the left wing. Back to MARAVICH inside, and MARAVICH has it knocked away out of bounds. Last touched by MARAVICH. He tried to get the pass back to Gilliam on the break, could not get it there, and that is another turnover. As Todd B joins us in the chat room. John Brisker, so many ABA stories. He was a character. I'll have to do a little background reading on John Brisker. But Todd, anything you care to share about Mr. Brisker's ABA days, we would love to hear. All right, a minute gone by second quarter. Seattle trailing by 2 with the basketball. 22-20 is the score. As the Supersonics run a motion offense, and they get it to Mr. Brisker on the baseline. Brisker from 15 feet out shoots and scores. Jim Connell is in the chat room. Hello to you, sir, and welcome to the Epic Basketball League. It's the second quarter of action between Seattle and Atlanta. We're now tied at 22. This is game 2 of the best of 3 silver tier playoffs, with Seattle having pulled the upset in game 1, looking to take it home here tonight against the Hawks. The Hawks don't want to go down without a fight, and now they've got it to MARAVICH on the outside. Top of the key, drives. He's cut off by Fox. The little teardrop is no good, but Jim Washington takes the offensive rebound. We've got a whistle on the play, and as Washington came down with a rebound, he was fouled by HAYWOOD. And the possession will remain with the Hawks. They'll have a side out. Washington to inbound. He dumps it inside to Bellamy. Bellamy working on the low block against Fox. He can't get the short jump shot to go. Haywood takes the rebound for the Supersonics, and they'll walk it back the other way. Still tied at 22. Both teams still struggling from the field. As Freddie Brown has it on the outside, works it over to Snyder, and Snyder buries the jump shot. Give the assist to Brown. He had 9 of them in game 1. And this one puts Seattle on top by 2, 24-22. 10:07 to play, second quarter. Bellamy on the inside once again. This time with the drop step, lays it off the glass and good. That's his first points of the night. He's got 2 points, 6 rebounds. Once again, we're tied at 24. Now the ball goes to Haywood down low for Seattle. Haywood on the low block, working on Washington. Steps around Washington, goes up with the left hand, no good. But a foul is called on Washington, and that is on the floor. So it will be a side out for Seattle. Still tied at 24, 9:45 now to play, second period. Brisker to inbound for Seattle. He sends it out to the top of the key to Brown. Brown has a screen. He's got an open look from the wing, but he cannot get it to drop. The long rebound is taken by Snyder. Snyder's going to try for a putback attempt. Loses control, and the ball stumbles out of bounds. Last touched by Snyder. Ball goes over to Atlanta. We're still tied at 24. In this, in what has been pretty much an ugly struggle between these two teams, just battling to survive and advance in the silver tier of the playoffs. Atlanta goes inside once again to Bellamy. And now he is pushed by Fox, and that is 3 fouls on Fox. That will bring Jim McDaniels back into the game for Seattle. McDaniels saw time in the first period when Fox was in foul trouble and did not score, but managed to snag 3 rebounds for the Supersonics. Atlanta to inbound. Washington will trigger. And he gets it down low to Bellamy. Bellamy now working on McDaniels in the game. Again, he cannot hit, but now it is Daniels who's called for the foul, and Bellamy will go to the line to shoot 2. Already 4 fouls on the Supersonics here in quarter number 2. Bellamy finally gets one to go. Missed the first 4 free throw attempts. Finally hits number 5. But misses again on number 6. And McDaniels takes the rebound for Seattle. Atlanta now on top by 1 as Seattle sets up the offense. And they are going to work the ball to Brown on the outside. Brown looking to get it off into the perimeter, but has it knocked away and stolen by MARAVICH. Good defense by Pistol Pete. Atlanta comes back the other way. They've got Hudson open on the perimeter. He tries to swing it back over to MARAVICH and throws it into the front row for another turnover. Yes, here is the word from Todd B. Brisker was considered one of the toughest, meanest players in the ABA, was once caught with a gun in his handbags courtside. That is quite the tale indeed. Hopefully he'll not be packing heat here on the court tonight in Atlanta. Seattle trails by 1. Under 9 to play before halftime. Seattle with the basketball. The score is 25-24. As the Supersonics need to get Haywood going. He's got an open look from the baseline. He can't get that to fall. And the rebound is kicked around out of bounds. Last touch by the Supersonics. Haywood got off to a quick start with those 8 points, but has gone cold. Atlanta holds a slim 1-point lead with 8.5 minutes to play. Once again, they're working Bellamy down on the low block. He's got McDaniels on his hip. His short jump shot again is no good, and it is Brisker who grabs the rebound. He became a mercenary and went to Uganda and disappeared at the age of 30, never to be seen again. Wow, that is something else. Thank you, Todd B., for dropping the knowledge here in the Epic Sports Broadcast Center tonight. Here's a shot from the free throw line by Freddie Brown, and finally he gets one to go. Brown with the field goal, his first basket of the night. Seattle takes the lead by 1, 26-25. Atlanta now with the basketball. Here's a jump shot for MARAVICH. That's off target. And Bellamy is called for the loose ball foul on the rebound. Ball goes back to Seattle. Sonics opening things up on their offense. As Brown is going to try another long field goal attempt. That one is no good. Tip by Haywood, no good. Hudson takes the rebound for Atlanta. Hawks looking to regain the lead. They work it inside to Hudson. Hudson against Brisker down low. His short jump shot is good. Boy, this has been a rugged ball game going both directions. And one of these secondary players is going to need to step it up. And Lou Hudson is the type of guy who can put a team on his back and score some points. And he could be a difference maker for the Hawks here tonight. He's got 7. Atlanta's back on top by 1. But they've got an interior screen set up to the Sonics down low. McDaniels on the mismatch over MARAVICH drops that one in with ease. 28-27 Seattle. Atlanta back on offense. Here's Hudson with it on the wing. And Hudson can't hit. McDaniels takes another rebound for Seattle. Sonics with another possession. They go to Haywood. Haywood on the baseline. Jump shot is good. Haywood now with 10 points, and he is fouled on the play by Washington. Haywood with a chance for a 3-point play. Haywood steps to the line. Very good free throw shooter for a big man, 84%. But he missed the 3-point attempt, and Jim Washington rebounds it for the Hawks. Seattle now leading by 3, 30-27. Atlanta with the basketball. They go to Hudson on the baseline. Baseline jump shot by Hudson is good. He's got 9 points now. He's starting to heat up. Once again, it is a 1-point game. Seattle back on the offense. They look to Snyder on the baseline. Snyder steps around Bellamy, gets into the lane, lays it up, and good. Very nice screen set on that play by Jim McDaniels. Freed up Snyder to get to the baseline and get to the basket, where he puts in his 10th point of the night. Seattle now back on top by 3. As the Hawks look to Gilliam on the wing. Gilliam dribbles to his left, free throw line extended. He's got Snyder on him. Gilliam pulls the trigger, the shot's no good. And Brisker with the rebound for Seattle. Hawks quickly get back in transition defense, and that is going to force Seattle to reset. Brisker muscles his way into the lane, takes the pass, and cannot get the shot to go. Brisker gets his own rebound and sends it back out to Brown on top, where the Sonics will reset. Brown quickly finds Haywood in the low block. Haywood shoots and scores. Good find by Brown to set that one up. Seattle is now up 34-29, their biggest lead of the night, as we approach the 6-minute mark in the period. Hawks with MARAVICH on the outside, wants to attack. Drives to the basket, collides with McDaniels. MARAVICH cannot get the left-handed shot to go, but we've got a whistle and a foul on McDaniels, and Pistol Pete will return to the free throw line. MARAVICH misses on the first. Joby Wright now into the ball game as McDaniels goes to the bench. MARAVICH on the second shot is good. And that brings Atlanta to within 4. 6:04 to play in the second period. Seattle with a 4-point lead and the basketball. They dump it into Haywood down low. Haywood back out on top to Snyder. Loose ball. Snyder on the floor. MARAVICH on the floor. They tie it up for the jump ball. MARAVICH and Snyder to jump things up. And the tip is controlled by Seattle. Brown's got it at the top of the key. Looks inside to Brisker. Brisker is stripped away and stolen by Gilliam. Brisker not very happy about that, as Gilliam comes away with the steal, and the Hawks have a chance to pull closer. Once again, they go to Bellamy down low, and this time Bellamy dunks it. None of this off the glass, off the rim nonsense. That time he just went to the right hand and powered it home. It's a 2-point game, 34-32. Seattle with the lead and the basketball. Brown on the perimeter calls his own number. His shot is no good, and Bellamy catches another rebound for the Hawks. Hawks in transition. It's 4-on-3 going the other way. Hudson has it on the right side. Sends it to MARAVICH at the free throw line. MARAVICH steps around Snyder, gets to the basket, cannot get it to go, but he is fouled on the play. They call that one on Joby Wright, and that will send MARAVICH to the free throw line for 2 plus the bonus. And MARAVICH misses again. That's 2 misses for MARAVICH here tonight. MARAVICH hits the second. He'll get the bonus. And MARAVICH missed 2 out of 3. HAYWOOD takes the rebound. Seattle still with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Open on the inside is Joby Wright. Wright works on Bellamy. Wright spins, shoots, and scores. Nicely done by Joby Wright. Supersonics back up by 3. MARAVICH with it out high. Calls for the screen. Takes it right down the center. His shot is no good. And Snyder takes the rebound for Seattle. Seattle with another possession. They like the matchup down low with Kennedy McIntosh now into the game against the smaller Hudson. But Bellamy comes over on the recovery and swats that shot out of the air. Bellamy picks up the rebound. Bellamy will run the floor with MARAVICH, and MARAVICH thinks better of that and pulls the ball out to allow the Hawks to start up the half-court set. Gilliam now has it on the outside. He's picked up out there by Snyder. Sends it over to MARAVICH. MARAVICH with a long jump shot off target. And the rebound goes to Spencer Haywood for Seattle. Sonics on top still by 3 as we approach the 4-minute mark in the second period. McIntosh takes the pass on the inside. Leaves it short. But Haywood corrals the offensive rebound. Haywood on the putback attempt takes it up strong and scores it. Haywood already with 14 points and 9 rebounds here in the first half, powering the Sonics back up to a 5-point lead. Under 4 to play before halftime. Here's MARAVICH. He's got Haywood on him on the switch. He's got an open look from the free throw line and misses it, but Bellamy taps it home for the deuce. And it is once again a 3-point game. Seattle tries to extend the lead. They look inside once again to Joby Wright. Wright working down low on Bellamy. Kicks it back out to Snyder at the free throw line. And that pass is over his head and out of play for the turnover. Atlanta now trailing by 3 with the basketball. 3.5 minutes to play, second period. Open is Herm Gilliam. He's had a good battle with Snyder. And this time Gilliam shoots and scores. First basket of the night for Herm Gilliam. Pulls the Hawks back to within 1. Seattle looks to Haywood on the baseline. From the outside, drives to the basket. His layup is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Washington. That's 3 on Washington, and that will send Spencer Haywood to the line for 2 free throws. Haywood good on the first. Second shot for Haywood is good. Haywood now with 16 points. Seattle back on top by 3. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. The ball goes into Hudson. Hudson on the wing. Has the screen. Gets the open look from the wing and cannot get it to drop. Bellamy with the offensive rebound. Bellamy takes it up strong on the putback attempt. And he is fouled on the play by McDaniels. That will send Bellamy to the free throw line. Bellamy now with his 10th rebound of the first half. And if he was any kind of a free throw shooter at all, he'd have a double-double going for him. I believe he's now 1 for 7 from the free throw line. Make it 1 for 8 as he misses again. And John Trapp into the game to grab the rebound off of the offensive glass for Atlanta. Trapp is going to try for a putback attempt, and he scores it. Nice little jump hook by Trapp to get up and over Haywood and get that one down. Once again, it is a 1-point game, 40-39. Seattle on top with the basketball. They want to go inside to Wright. Wright steps around Bellamy, lays it off the glass and good. 6 points off the bench for Joby Wright, a third stringer. And he's got Seattle back on top by 3. 42-39 is your score. Under 2.5 to play before halftime. Here's Hudson from the outside. Hudson, guarded by McIntosh, pulls the trigger and scores it. And he is fouled hard by McIntosh. Hudson with a chance to convert on a 3-point play here and tie the ball game, as he got the hoop and the harm. And the free throw rolls out, but Hudson will get a bonus. Hudson is good on the bonus, and we're tied at 42 with 2 minutes, 22 seconds to play. Winfield now in the game at the point. Sends it inside to Kennedy McIntosh. McIntosh has the smaller Hudson on his hip but cannot convert the shot. And Bellamy takes another rebound for Atlanta. We're deadlocked. MARAVICH sends it to Hudson. Good ball movement by the Hawks on the perimeter. Finally, he gets over to Gilliam for the outside jump shot, but that's too strong. And the rebound is taken by Winfield for the Supersonics. Under 2 to play, we're tied at 42. Open inside is Haywood. Haywood in the paint. Fakes, pumps. Trapp didn't buy the fake, and Trapp swatted the jump shot. In the game now for Seattle, it's Pete Cross with a rebound. Cross with a putback attempt over Bellamy. We've got a whistle, and Cross called for the offensive foul. Cross got that left arm away from the body, trying to dislocate Bellamy. Bellamy is a good-sized guy, 6'10", 245. And he stood his ground and drew the offensive foul. 1.5 to play before halftime. We're tied at 42. Atlanta with the basketball. MARAVICH looks to set up the offense. He takes it on the outside. He's got Winfield on his hip. He drives into the lane, and MARAVICH lays it up and good. Boy, he made Winfield look silly on that one. MARAVICH now with 16 points. Hawks back on top by 2, 44-42. Seattle now with the basketball. Minute to go on the game clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Snyder from the outside is going to pull the trigger. But no, he had it knocked away and stolen by Bracey. Steve Bracey with the steal for Atlanta. The Hawks will walk it back the other way. Leading by 2 with now 48 seconds to go in the period. 22 on the shot clock as Bracey has it on the outside. He sends it to MARAVICH on top. MARAVICH from the outside. Ooh, steps around Winfield again, lays it up and good. That's twice now that MARAVICH has taken Winfield to school, and the Hawks now have a 4-point lead, 46-42. 43 seconds to go in the period. Winfield and Snyder playing a little two-man game out on top. Oh, Snyder gets to the hoop. He lays it up and good. Snyder with a nice pick from Pete Cross to free himself up for that layup. And the Sonics now are back within 2. 20 seconds to play now. It looks like the Hawks are going to hold for the final shot of the half. They're letting the clock run. Bracey sends it inside to Trapp. Trapp underneath the hoop has his shot blocked. And that will end the first half. Pete Cross got a piece of that one at the buzzer to deny the Hawks from extending the lead. And at halftime, it is 46-42 in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. Let's take a look at our halftime box score. Atlanta up by 2, 46-44. Teams both shooting around 40% from the field. Picked up a little bit in the second period. Your leading scorers of the game, Spencer Haywood, with 16 points and 9 rebounds for the Supersonics, to go with 12 by Dick Snyder. And of course, Pete Maravich getting work done for Atlanta. He has got 18, but only 1 assist so far on the night. Hudson with 12 points, Bellamy 7 points, 11 rebounds for the Hawks, who lead by 2. Now, before we jump into the second half, I did promise you an update on Heartland Championship Wrestling. We will be on the channel tomorrow, probably late afternoon, 4 o'clock or so, Central Time. And I haven't got the entire card set for tomorrow, but I do know that we will be coming to you with Atlantic wrestling action, and we will have a tag team championship match as our main event. The newly crowned champions, the Steiner brothers, will go to battle against the former champions, the Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Stan Lane exercising their rematch clause against the Steiner brothers as they look to regain the titles tomorrow night on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Hope you all can join us. Wrestling, says Al, Red Sox fan. All right, quick drink of Dr. Pepper cream soda and 0 sugar, and we'll get back to action. Just a reminder, this week there will be no My Journey with Jesus on Sunday, as I will be heading down to Ohio to spend a couple of days with my wife and her family, but we will be back next weekend with our regular rotation of Friday night basketball, Saturday afternoon wrestling, and Sunday morning My Journey with Jesus. And yes, Jim Cornette will be in the corner for the Midnight Express as they attempt to regain the titles from Rick and Scotty, the Steiner brothers. All right, we are ready for half number 2 here in Atlanta. The Hawks with a slim lead as they look to stay alive in the Silver Tier playoffs here on the Epic Basketball League. And it looks like they're going to start with their starting 5 here to begin the second half. Seattle also with their starting 5 in the game. And this time it is the Supersonics who control the tip. The ball is in the hands of Freddie Brown at the free throw line. He's guarded closely by MARAVICH. Brown wants to go on the attack. He dribbles into the lane, dishes it off to Snyder from 15, and Snyder scores it. Very nice setup by Fred Brown to allow Snyder to make the easy jump shot and tie the game at 46. As Todd B says, Dave visits the Buckeye State. I will be in Dayton, and I will be enjoying some Skyline chili. I cannot go to Ohio without enjoying my Skyline. And I am indeed looking forward to that Sunday night. Going to reconnect with my wrestling buddies on Monday night and probably catch an episode of Monday Night Raw. Todd B. still reading about John Brisker. Tell us more, whatever you find out. I don't know what can be better than becoming a mercenary and disappearing in Uganda at the age of 30. What more can be told? But we would love to hear it as we open up the second half here with the score now tied 46-46. Atlanta with the basketball. MARAVICH dribbles it into the front court, gives it to Hudson. Back to MARAVICH, over to Gilliam. Good ball movement by the Hawks. It's going to be Gilliam who pulls the trigger, and Gilliam scores. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Herm Gilliam. Atlanta back on top by 2. Seattle now brings the ball up. It's in the hands of Brown. They have good ball movement. They find Haywood open on the baseline, but Haywood cannot convert. The long rebound is tipped out and finally corralled by Freddie Brown, and the Supersonics here will reset. Brown looking for help. Finds Fox open on the baseline. Fox with, steps around Bellamy, but his shot is no good. And Gilliam takes the rebound for Atlanta. Hawks now with a 3-on-1 going the other way. It's MARAVICH with Hudson and Gilliam on the wings. Gilliam has it on the left. Gilliam sends it to MARAVICH inside. MARAVICH to the left hand, lays it up, and good. 20 points now for Pistol Pete MARAVICH. The Hawks on top by 4. As Todd B. shares a quote from Billy Knight, the first time I played a game against Brisker, he just turned toward me and busted me in the mouth. This guy does sound like a crazy dude. All right, Seattle with the basketball. They trail by 4. They look inside to Jim Fox. Fox on the inside. His short jump shot is off the rim, no good, but he is fouled by Bellamy, and that will send Jim Fox to the free throw line. Fox only 2 points and 2 rebounds thus far. 3 personal fouls kept him on the bench for good portions of the first half. First free throw for Fox is good. Fox, an 81% free throw shooter. He knocks them both down. He's got 4 points now, and the lead is cut to 2. Atlanta basketball, MARAVICH. Finds Gilliam on the wing. Gilliam working on Snyder out there. Little two-man game going with MARAVICH. And Gilliam finally pulls the trigger on one. That shot is no good, but Walt Bellamy crashes the offensive glass for the rebound. Bellamy with a putback attempt over Fox. Oh, and he shuffled the feet. That is a travel. Jim Fox stood his ground in there, didn't commit the foul, and forced the turnover. Seattle now with a chance to tie the game. They look inside to their big man HAYWOOD, and HAYWOOD knocks home the 8-footer. We're tied at 50. 18 points now for Spencer HAYWOOD. It's MARAVICH and HAYWOOD, and they're dueling it out. And as I mentioned, whoever steps it up from the supporting cast may be the difference in this game. We've got Snyder with 14 for Seattle, and Hudson with 12 for the Hawks. That's 32-32. And that is why we are tied here at 50. Hawks with the basketball, 10:30 to play in the third period. MARAVICH finds Bellamy down low. Bellamy has defense all over him. He's got the double team, and he calls timeout. And Atlanta is going to have to sort things out. Coach Cotton Fitzsimmons calling a play as the Hawks have 14 seconds to get something done here with this possession. Washington to inbound. He sends it out to MARAVICH for the mid-range jump shot. That is offline, but he is fouled on the shot by Brown. And MARAVICH heads back to the free throw line. 6 of 9 today is MARAVICH, now 7 of 10 as he drops home the first. And MARAVICH hits them both. Hawks up by 2. 52-50. Seattle with the basketball. Looking inside to Brisker. Brisker muscles his way into the lane past Hudson and muscles his way over Hudson. He's called for the charge. 2 fouls now on Brisker as he asks the referee for his address and telephone number so that they can talk about that one after the game. Hawks with the basketball now leading by 2. Working that motion offense on the outside. Gilliam has it at the free throw line, and he's fouled by Brisker. That's on the floor, but that is his third. Second team foul of the period, and Atlanta will have a side out with 14 on the shot clock. Washington to inbound. Sends it to Gilliam. Gilliam back to Washington, and Washington has it ripped away and stolen by Brisker. 3-on-2 going the other way. Freddie Brown in the lead. He's got Brisker and Snyder on the wings. Snyder's got the ball on the right. Sends it to Brown streaking down the lane, and Brown lays it up around the rim and no good, but he is fouled on the layup by MARAVICH. Probably a smart foul by MARAVICH to prevent the easy layup, but Freddie Brown will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Brown hits the first. Second shot by Brown is good, and the score is tied at 52. Under 10 minutes to play in the third. Tight ball game here in Atlanta with very high stakes. MARAVICH picked up out there by HAYWOOD on the switch. MARAVICH steps around HAYWOOD but has his shot blocked. HAYWOOD stuffed him. Hudson grabs the ball out of the air. Hudson with a putback attempt. He is now comfortably resting on the floor as he is demolished by Snyder. I think he got him with a running high knee a la Triple H. Second personal, third team foul. And while we're on the topic of wrestling, rest in peace to one of the great characters in recent wrestling history, as the wrestling world bid farewell this week to Big Scott Hall. Scott Hall was had a great mind for the business, had a great look, was a very good in-ring performer. His best role was as kind of the second banana. He had a nice run as AWA Tag Team Champion early in his career with his tag team partner, the young Kurt Hennig. Then, of course, Hall had a very storied career, went to the WWE and adopted the Razor Ramon persona, and was in one of the great matches in wrestling history, a ladder match against Shawn Michaels that brought the house down. Hall then went on to the World Championship Wrestling with Kevin Nash as one of the outsiders that set the stage for the NWO, perhaps the greatest wrestling angle of all time, as the NWO invaded WCW. Hulk Hogan revealed, of course, as the third man, and they had a tremendous run throughout the late 90s. And Scott Hall was an integral part of some of the great moments in wrestling history. May he rest in peace. All right, back to action. We're tied at 52. Atlanta with the basketball, 9:30 to play in the third quarter. Once again, Washington will trigger the inbounds. Again, they run the outside screen for MARAVICH. MARAVICH sends it over to Gilliam. Gilliam with an off-balance shot. That is way off target and out of bounds, Seattle basketball. Tied at 52. Open man for Seattle is Snyder on the wing. Will he pull the trigger? He fakes, drives into the lane, but runs over Gilliam. He got that right arm extended, and Snyder is called for the offensive foul. That is his third. So we've got Snyder with 3, Brisker with 3, Fox with 3, McDaniels on the bench with 3. Foul trouble is starting to pile up here for Seattle in the third period. Washington with 3 for the Hawks as well. 52 all is your score. Atlanta sets the offense. They get it to Gilliam on the wing. What's he going to do? He wants to attack. Penetrates to the basket, cut off by HAYWOOD. He stops and pops. His shot rolls off the rim, and Brisker takes the rebound for Seattle. They go to Brown on the outside. And Brown has his pocket picked by MARAVICH. Good hands by Pistol Pete. Pete wants to run, but the Seattle defense gets back quickly, and they'll have to pull things up and set up the outside, set up the offense. MARAVICH now working on Brown. Gets the screen, gets into the lane. His teardrop shot is no good. Bellamy crashes the boards hard to catch the rebound. Bellamy on the putback attempt, that rims out. But here's Washington coming in from the weak side for another offensive board. Washington tries for the pass to the cutting Gilliam, loses it out of bounds. Seattle basketball. Boy, 3 missed opportunities there for the Hawks. The game remains tied at 52. Seattle now with a chance. They're going to work it inside to Brisker. Brown tries to get it into Brisker, but Pistol Pete MARAVICH knocks it away and steals it again. This time the Hawks can go 3-on-2 the other way. Gilliam on the left. Sends it to MARAVICH. MARAVICH into the lane, lays it up, and good. Boy, Pistol Pete MARAVICH with 24 points. He leads all scorers, and he is about the only thing good going for Atlanta here in quarter number 3. Hawks on top by 2. We've got a pause in the action as Fred Brown is hobbling, but he insists that he is going to stay in the game. And action will continue. Brown passes to Snyder. Snyder to Fox down low. The short jump shot by Fox is good. And we're tied at 54 as we say good evening to D. Scott Howard. It is your Seattle Supersonics, the number 8 seed in the Silver Tier playoffs. But they are leading 1-0 in the best of 3 against the top-seeded Atlanta Hawks. And we're tied here at 54 with 8 minutes to play in the third. Spencer Haywood is having a great night for Seattle, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Pistol Pete MARAVICH with 24 for Atlanta as we go back and forth up and down the court. And now it is Atlanta's basketball. Pass goes inside to Washington. His turnaround jump shot is too strong. It's tipped around and grabbed by Bellamy. Bellamy on the putback attempt is fouled by Haywood. And that is 3 on Haywood. The foul totals continue to pile up for Seattle. That foul took place on the rebound. That is a loose ball foul. It's a non-shooting affair. So Atlanta will once again inbound and restart the offense. They look down low to Hudson. Hudson posting up Brisker on the low block. His shot won't go. And it's Jim Fox grabbing the rebound for Seattle. The Sonics will come back the other way. D. Scott Howard, I remember these guys well. How well do you remember John Brisker? Todd B. is telling us all kinds of interesting tales about John Brisker and some of his antics throughout his basketball career and life after basketball. So I'm curious for your perspective on Brisker as a Seattle Sonics fan. We're tied at 54. 7.5 to play. Seattle has the basketball. It's in the hands of Haywood on the base. The baseline jump shot by Haywood is good. He's got 20, and Seattle is back on top by 2. Sad news about the passing of John Clayton today. John Clayton, I'm trying to remember, is he the little football broadcaster from ESPN, the little bald guy, or am I thinking of a different John Clayton? Atlanta with the basketball. They get it in the hands of Hudson on the outside. His long jump shot is good, and we're tied at 56. Back come the Sonics. Back and forth we go. Inside they look to Brisker. Brisker in the paint, rises up, shoots, and scores. Seattle back on top by 2. Atlanta back on the offense. They get it into the paint to Washington, and Washington scores. Both teams heating it up now. We're under 7 to play and still tied at 58. Yes, John Clayton is the little bald sportscaster, says D. Scott Howard. Had he been ill, or was this unexpected? Do we know the details behind that? Please keep us posted as the action progresses. We're tied at 58, and Seattle bounces a pass down inside to Haywood. Haywood cannot shoot or cannot score, but Brisker gets the offensive rebound, and the Sonics will reset. They look inside once again to Brisker. Brisker with the short jump shot from the paint. That's no good, and the rebound is taken down by Herm Gilliam for the Hawks. Hawks now with a chance to take the lead. They get it to Hudson on the wing. Hudson, quick shot is no good, and Fox takes the rebound for Seattle. Just about to the midway point of the third period, still tied at 58. Fred Brown with it, calling his own number. His jump shot falls short, and Washington takes the rebound for Atlanta. Boy, this game is as tightly played as they come. Midway through the third, Washington now with it down low. Draws the double team. The shot is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Fox, and that is going to be number 4 on Jim Fox. It will be Washington going to the free throw line. First shot is no good. And with that, we have got a whistle, the horn sounds, And back into the game for Seattle is Jim McDaniels, the backup center, rookie out of Western Kentucky. Second shot by Washington is no good. He missed them both. But the rebound is knocked around. Hudson got his hands on it, but it's taken away by Haywood. And they will walk the ball back the other way. Still tied at 58 now, under 6 to play in the third. Sonics looking inside to Haywood. He gets it in the middle. Shoots with the left hand, and Bellamy got a piece of it. Bellamy got a piece of that one. The rebound is knocked away, out of bounds, last touched by the Sonics. We remain tied at 58. Ball now in the hands of the Hawks. They try Hudson again on the wing. His outside jump shot is good, and that puts Atlanta back on top by 2. 16 now for Hudson. 60 to 58. Seattle trailing, but they have possession as they look to Brown. What's he going to do against MARAVICH? He looks to distribute. Can't find an open teammate. Is forced to take the jump shot. That won't go, and Walt Bellamy gets up for the rebound for Atlanta. It's 2-on-2 now going the other way. MARAVICH has Hudson with him. Hudson to his left. And again, the screen disappears as Hudson passes it to MARAVICH. MARAVICH drives, lays it up off the glass, and good. Boy, MARAVICH on the fast break has been deadly tonight. He's got 26, and Atlanta now takes the lead by 4. Here's Brown pulling the trigger again for Seattle. Again, he misses, and Washington takes the rebound. Atlanta will walk it back the other way, leading by 4. The biggest lead either team has enjoyed has been 5. And Atlanta is looking to extend as they get it inside to Bellamy. Bellamy pounding the ball in the middle. Cannot get the shot off in time. Stiff interior defense by Brisker. Force the turnover. Seattle now trailing by 4 with the basketball. Brown with it on the outside. Dumps it down to Haywood. Haywood tosses it up. It's in and out. And it's another rebound for Bellamy. Quick outlet to MARAVICH. It's 3-on-2 going the other way. Can MARAVICH work his magic again? He dumps it off to Hudson. And Hudson has his rebound, his layup opportunity blocked. Good chase down block by Snyder. Gilliam grabs the offensive rebound on a bounce. Tosses it back out to MARAVICH. MARAVICH finds Washington on the inside. Washington shoots over Haywood, and oh no, he walked with it. Washington thought he was going to get it up, tried a pump fake, shuffled the puppies, and is called for the travel. 4.5 to play. Seattle with the basketball, trailing by 4 here in the third period. Brown has it on the outside. Guarded closely by MARAVICH. Ooh, steps around MARAVICH, gets into the lane, but cannot get the layup to go. And Hudson takes the rebound for Atlanta. Quick outlet to MARAVICH. Once again, they want to run. It's Gilliam on the left. Back to MARAVICH in the center. And MARAVICH has it knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch by MARAVICH. Seattle will get the basketball on the turnover. Goodness gracious, this game is driving me nuts. Every time, it always seems now on the fast break that the menu screen takes ownership off of the what do they call it, the whiteboard. Seattle basketball now trailing by 4. Kennedy McIntosh in the game, gets the ball in the paint, fakes, shoots, and scores. The Atlanta fans not very happy about that because they thought McIntosh should have been called for the travel. But with under 4 to play here in the third, it is a 2-point lead. Here's MARAVICH with a great give on the inside to Bellamy. Bellamy gets the roll. And he's got 9 points now to go with those 16 big rebounds. 64-60, Atlanta with the lead. Seattle looking to stay close. They get the ball in the hands of Winfield on the outside. Winfield tries to get into the lane, has it knocked away and stolen by Gilliam. Nice defense by Gilliam on that possession. Gilliam now on the wing, has an open look. But that is off target, and the long rebound is corralled by Dick Snyder. Snyder takes it back up the court slowly. In transition, McDaniels posts himself up on the low block. Gets the interior pass, working on Bellamy, turns, shoots, and scores. Boy, McDaniels just beat Bellamy back down the floor on that one. Converts the basket, and it's a 2-point game once again. 64-62 in favor of the Hawks. Motion offense by Atlanta. MARAVICH has it out on top. MARAVICH wants to attack. Fakes, penetrates, is just bowled over, fouled hard by McDaniels. And with the Hawks in the bonus, MARAVICH will go to the line for a pair of free throws. MARAVICH misses the first. Boy, the Hawks 14 of 30 on free throws tonight. That is pathetic. As MARAVICH manages to hit the second, that makes it a 3-point game, 3 minutes to play in the third period. Winfield now in the game running the point. It's a little bit sloppy looking set this time. The ball gets to Beard on the outside. 10 on the shot clock. Beard wants to attack on Gilliam. Sends it to Haywood on the baseline. Gets it back. Beard pulls the trigger. That's no good, but we've got a whistle and a foul, and that is called on Gilliam. And that must have been a rebound foul, as Haywood is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. First shot by Haywood is good. Give him 21 points. Make it 22 as he connects on both free throws, and it is now a 1-point ball game. Now, Red Sox fan, if the Hawks lose, that will be the reason. Horrible from the charity stripe. Indeed, sir, you are correct. Give them credit, though. They're attacking. They've got a 3-1 advantage in free throw attempts, but only converting on less than half, and that is just unacceptable in the NBA playoffs. Here's Atlanta with the basketball. They lead by 1. 2:43 to play. Open for the Hawks is Hudson. Hudson takes the pass from Washington on the inside out. Hudson with the 15-footer. It's good. And it is once again a 3-point game. 67-64. 2.5 to play. Seattle trailing, but with the basketball. Inside they go to Haywood. Woody could play, said D. Scott Howard, and Woody puts that one home. He's got 24, and again, it's a 1-point game. What an entertaining game this has been. These are not two of the this is not what you would call a marquee matchup, but very evenly matched teams, and it's coming right down to the fourth quarter with lots at stake here in the playoffs. Atlanta basketball, it's in the hands of MARAVICH. Picked up by Winfield. MARAVICH wants to attack. Gets to the cup. He's cut off by Joby Wright. Wright was late getting over, and MARAVICH puts it home. 29 now for MARAVICH. Again, it's a 3-point lead. Seattle runs an inside screen for Haywood. He's got the smaller Bracey on him. Cannot get the shot to fall, but he is fouled on the play by Hudson coming over to help out. And Haywood will go to the line for 2. Haywood good on the first. Substitutions now for Atlanta. Bracey moves over to the point. MARAVICH will get a blow. Gilliam stays at the shooting guard. Into the game for the first time is John Shogel, a rookie out of UC Santa Barbara. Trapp comes in at the 4. Also into the game for the first time, the former New York Knick, Eddie Mast. 6'9", 220 out of Temple. Spencer Haywood is the only starter remaining in the game for Seattle at this juncture. So it is a 2-point game. Haywood lines up the second free throw. And he hits them both, and it is again a 1-point game, 69-68, a minute 46 to play in the third. Gilliam finds an opening to pull the trigger, but he's off target with that, and Winfield takes the rebound for Seattle. Seattle coming back the other way. They get the ball to Beard on the perimeter. Beard drives into the lane. He's cut off by Trapp. His shot falls short, and Trapp grabs the rebound. Back over to Atlanta. They try Gilliam again from the base, from the perimeter. Gilliam gets around Beard, gets into the paint, lays it up, and good. Slow down, announcer. All right, we have a very interesting line on the game stats now. Both teams from the field are 28 for 67 for 42%. And that is quite an interesting statistic. Rebounds are about even. Seattle has turned the ball over more frequently, but Seattle also has more assists. And the big differential in this game is the fouls. Seattle has 24 fouls to only 12 for Atlanta, but Atlanta has only managed a 15-12 advantage from the free throw line, and that is the total that gives the Hawks a 3-point lead. Todd B. Wish I had seen MARAVICH in his prime. I only remember him from the CBS halftime shows where star players squared off in a game of horse. All right, Seattle basketball. We're in the final minute of play in the third, and I'll give a Pistol Pete trivia question at the end of the third quarter. The ball goes to Joby Wright on the inside. Wright doing battle with Eddie Mast in the paint. The short shot by Wright is no good, but Wright is fouled by Mast. And it will be Joby Wright going to the line to shoot two. 49 seconds to play. And Wright is a historically bad free throw shooter, only 41%. That is Chamberlain-esque, as Wright missed both free throws. And Jim Washington grabs the rebound for Atlanta. Hawks now with the basketball, leading by 3. They look to Hudson on the wing. The perimeter jump shot by Hudson. This one is offline. And it is Butch Beard who escapes with the rebound for the Sonics. 36 seconds to go in the period. Seattle still trailing by 3. They work it to Kennedy McIntosh on the inside. He's got a mismatch down there against Hudson. Can he convert on that? He dumps it down low instead to Wright, and Wright puts it home. 8 points now for Joby Wright. Again, it's a 1-point ball game. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. And the Hawks will hold for the final shot of the third period. Atlanta by 1. Gilliam over to MARAVICH. MARAVICH tries to get it to Hudson. That shot, Hudson puts it up no good, and that is the end of the third period. All right, it is a 1-point game at the end of 3. 71-70 in favor of the Hawks. MARAVICH, 29 points, 6 assists, 5 turnovers. Excuse me, I'm reading the Freddie Brown line. 29 points, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, and 4 steals for Pistol Pete. A stellar performance indeed for the Atlanta superstar. Haywood, 26 points, 9 rebounds for Seattle. How many lead changes? There have been 12 lead changes and 11 ties. All right, trivia question, and a morbid one. Pistol Pete MARAVICH died playing a game of pickup basketball. And the question is, what famous person was playing in that pickup game with Pistol Pete MARAVICH when Pete passed away? We'll give you a moment to ponder that as we look at the rest of the box score. MARAVICH with 29, Lou Hudson 18 for Atlanta with that 1-point lead. And for Seattle, it is Spencer Haywood and Dick Snyder doing the damage with 26 and 18 points respectively. Joby Wright with a nice night, 8 points off the bench. And for the Hawks, Bellamy, 9 points and 16 rebounds. All right, we will head back to the to courtside. For the fourth quarter of a very exciting contest with a lot at stake here in the fourth period. The first guess comes in, Billy Crystal. No, sir. Not a bad guess, as Billy Crystal is quite the NBA fan. But if you focus on the family, you may be able to get the answer to this one correct. Lee Winfield now has possession with the first possession for the Sonics here, guarded closely by MARAVICH. And Winfield wants to attack on the perimeter. Spin move, gets into the lane, drives to the basket, hits the layup, and he is fouled on the play by Trapp. Winfield with the and one puts Seattle on top and has the chance to extend it to a 2-point lead here. Winfield hits the free throw. He's only got 3 points tonight, but they are a big three indeed, as Seattle now takes a 2-point lead. Here come the Hawks with their first possession of the quarter. MARAVICH looks for options. Finds Trapp on the inside. Trapp from the low post working on Haywood, and Haywood fouled him. Wow, that's not a good foul for Haywood. That is his fourth. And they need to keep him on the court here in the fourth period. They're going to need every bit of Spencer Haywood that they can get down the stretch here. Atlanta down 2 now, Trapp to inbound. And this is just not a good-looking set on from any stretch of the imagination. The ball ends up on the baseline in the hands of Trapp. Trapp cannot get the free throw to go, but he is fouled by Haywood, and that is his fifth. My goodness, Spencer Haywood with 2 quick fouls to open the fourth quarter. That is huge. Trapp is going to the line to shoot the free throws, but Haywood's probably going to have to go to the bench. Trapp hits the first free throw. Haywood remains on the court as Trapp hits the second free throw to tie the game at 73. Boy, Seattle coach Bucky Buckwalter is taking a big chance here, leaving his superstar on the court with 5 personal fouls and still 11 minutes, 35 seconds to play here in the fourth. With it on the outside is Butch Beard. Guarded by Bracey, wants to attack. Beard just bowls his way into the lane. His shot is no good. And John Trapp takes the rebound for Atlanta. Quick outlet to Bracey. Bracey and Hudson running the floor. It's 2-on-2. Bracey in the center of the court. What's going to happen now? It's Bracey to Hudson. Hudson drives the lane, tries to dump it to MARAVICH. Bad pass, out of play. Good transition defense by Seattle caused that turnover. Gary Leidick. I'm not familiar with the name Gary Leidick. The correct answer as to who was on the court with Pete MARAVICH at the time of his fatal heart attack and demise is the one and only Dr. James Dobson, the Christian minister of Focus on the Family fame. MARAVICH and James Dobson became close friends after MARAVICH retired from basketball, and in fact, Pete MARAVICH was considered James Dobson to be a spiritual mentor in his Christian faith, and it was just on a whim that James Dobson invited Pistol Pete to play in a pickup game. He thought it would be fun to have Pete come out and meet some of his friends, and that was the unfortunate incident where Pete Maravich had his fatal heart attack. Before we get back to action, we've got breaking news from Al, Red Sox fan. Holy cow! Just got a no-hitter with Louis Tiant in Action PC Baseball while listening and watching this game. Well, thanks for the update. Who did, was that Tiant with Boston? Or give us some details on that, Al, as we head down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Still 11 minutes to play. We're tied at 73. Seattle with the basketball. They send it over to Haywood. Haywood from the outside is going to take the baseline jump shot. He cannot convert, but he is, and we've got a whistle and a foul, and that is a loose ball foul called on John Trapp as hearts skipped a beat here in Atlanta as that whistle blew. It might have been the sixth foul on Haywood, but it goes the other way as the foul is called on Trapp, and the ball will remain with Seattle as a collective sigh of relief is breathed by the Seattle faithful. Tied at 73. Seattle with the basketball. It's Beard from the outside. Back to Winfield. Ball is knocked away. It's loose on the floor, and we have got a tie-up. (73-73) as we jump it up here in the fourth period. Beard and Bracey to jump it up. And the tip is controlled by Seattle. The ball ends up in the hands of Beard on the outside. Beard attacks the glass, has it knocked away, gets it back. His shot is no good, but he is fouled on the shot by Hudson, and Butch Beard will go to the line for 2 free throws with 10:05 to play. And Beard misses the first. Brisker back into the game. And now they do send Haywood to the bench with the 5 fouls. Haywood also is dealing with some fatigue issues, so he's going to get a much-deserved rest and hopefully bring him back into the game for the stretch run as Beard hits the second free throw to put Seattle on top 74-73. Still plenty of time, 10 minutes to play in this one. Atlanta with the basketball, they get it to Hudson. Hudson working his way into the paint. Down low against Brisker, and Brisker fouled him. Already both teams with 3 fouls in the period as things are getting physical and players are getting tired. It'll be a side out for Atlanta. Trapp to inbound this time. And the inbounds pass comes to MARAVICH. MARAVICH working on the outside against Winfield. Drives to the basket, and Winfield fouled him on the reach-in. That's already 4 fouls on Seattle. The next one will put Atlanta into the bonus. Trapp to inbound for the Hawks. They look inside to Hudson. Hudson working down low against Brisker. Tries to get it back out to MARAVICH, but that's a bad pass. It's stolen by Winfield. Seattle with the basketball now in a 1-point lead. Winfield finds Brisker on the wing. Brisker sends it over to Beard, threw it behind him. Another turnover. Turnovers piling up on both sides here in the fourth. Tension level is rising as we approach 9 minutes to play. Still a 1-point game. They run the offense inside this time to John Trapp. Trapp working down low, positioned in the lane, steps around McIntosh, but cannot get the layup to go. And Joby Wright pulls the rebound for Seattle. A big miss on that play by Trapp. Seattle coming back on the offense. Brisker with it now. Free throw line extended. His shot is off target. That rebound is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Sonics. Back into the game now. We've got some starters. Freddie Brown and Dick Snyder for Seattle. Gilliam and Washington for Atlanta. Under 9 to play. It's still a 1-point game. Atlanta looks to Gilliam. Guarded by Snyder on the wing. Gilliam takes it to the hoop. He misses the layup. And Joby Wright with another clutch rebound for the Sonics. Oh my goodness, Atlanta with a chance to take the lead could not convert. Wright wants the ball in the low post. He's got it down low against Eddie Mast. He turns, he shoots, he scores. Joby Wright has hit 5 straight. He's now got double digits. A huge game for Joby Wright coming off the bench. Has put Seattle on top by 3. 76-73. Ball back to the Hawks. Hudson with it down low. Fakes the jump shot. Shoots and scores. That's 20 for Hudson. It's a 1-point game. Can Seattle answer? They go back inside to Wright. Wright this time cannot get the jumper to go. It spins out, and Eddie Mast catches the rebound for Atlanta. Now the Hawks have a chance to take the lead. They work it inside to Mast. Mast cross-courts it to Hudson near the basket. Hudson, the short jump shot is good. 22 for Hudson. Atlanta on top by 1. Under 8 to play. Seattle now comes back and finds Kennedy McIntosh on the inside. His short shot is blocked. Blocked by Washington, and Lou Hudson comes out of there with it for the Hawks. Atlanta now with another look. Can they extend the lead? They go to Hudson on the wing. He drives. Brisker falls down and Hudson lays it home. Hudson crossed over on Brisker. Brisker goes down and Hudson converts. It's a 3-point lead. Sweet Lou, says Todd B. in the chat. 7:15 to play. Atlanta leads by 3. Seattle wants to quiet the crowd. They get it to Snyder, and Snyder banks home the long jump shot from the wing. It's a 1-point game. Boy, the pace of this one picking up down the stretch. Washington from 8 feet. He scores. And he's fouled on the play by McIntosh. It will be a 3-point play opportunity for Big Jim Washington. He's only got 7 points, but 9 rebounds here on the night. As he goes to the free throw line. And it is Bud Stallworth into the game for the first time. He was the #1 draft pick for the Supersonics. As Washington hits the free throw, he's got 8 points now. Atlanta leads by 4. That's their biggest lead of the night, believe it or not. As D. Scott Howard says, this is playoff basketball. When do the Sonics come back with Haywood? He's fully rested, but he's got those 5 personal fouls. Seattle trailing by 4 with the basketball. They're running the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot offense. They finally get it to Fox on the wing. Guarded closely by Gilliam on the switch. 14 on the shot clock. Fox sends it to Snyder. Snyder tries to drive the lane, and he's called for the charge. Oh, my goodness. Great defensive series by Lou Hudson as he drew the charge. Atlanta has the basketball and a chance to further extend their lead. 82-78, Hawks with the lead and the basketball. They go inside to Washington, and Washington is fouled hard by Wright. Only 2 of 5 from the line today. But with Atlanta in the bonus, Washington will go to the line to shoot 2. The first shot is good. Washington missed the second, and Snyder takes the rebound. It's a 5-point game as Seattle sets up the offense. They find Fox open on the baseline. His baseline jump shot is good. A big basket for Jim Fox to once again try and quiet down this crowd in Atlanta. They're going crazy as we have reached the midway point of the fourth period. Atlanta still holding on to a 3-point lead. Bracy passes to Gilliam. Back to Bracy for the jump shot. He left it short. The rebound is knocked around and picked up by Dick Snyder. Snyder sends it out to Brown. And it is Seattle with the numbers in transition. Stallworth back to Brown. Brown dribbles to his left, gets into the lane, lays it up and good. A finger roll finish by Freddie Brown. And it is now a 1-point game once again. 83-82. Atlanta with the lead and the basketball. 5:42 to play. The ball is in the hands of Bracy on the outside. He wants to attack. He dribbles left. Gets into the lane. Stops and pops. And scores. But no, he goes around the rim and out. But goaltending is called on Jim Fox on the attempted block shot. And that will be a basket for the Hawks. Credit the shot to Washington on the goaltend by Fox. And with 5:23 to play and Seattle trailing by 3, Spencer Haywood returns to the game. Pete MARAVICH returns to the game. With the exception of Bud Stallworth, we have got all of the starters back on the floor, and also with the exception of Brown. Brown and Brisker on the bench for Seattle. Winfield and Snyder in the backcourt. Bud Stallworth at the small forward. Haywood and Fox down low. And Atlanta's got their starting 5. MARAVICH, Gilliam, Hudson, Washington, and Bellamy. 5:23 to play. Atlanta with the 3-point lead. Seattle with the basketball as Winfield calls out the play. They look to Snyder on the wing. He cuts to the hole. He's cut off by Bellamy. His shot is no good, but he gets his own rebound, and he sends it back to Winfield. Seattle will set up again. They send it to Bud Stallworth. Stallworth gets it into Haywood. The short rainbow shot by Haywood is no good, but Fox crashes the boards for the offensive rebound. Fox on the putback attempt for Seattle. Throws it up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Jim Fox with a huge putback. Again, it is a 1-point game. 4:47 to play. 85-84. Atlanta with the lead and the basketball. They go to Hudson. Hudson on the outside. Shoots and misses. And Haywood takes the rebound for the Supersonics. They'll walk it back the other way. Inside to Haywood they go. The short jump shot over Washington is no good, but Haywood gets his own rebound. Haywood on the putback attempt takes it up strong. Again, it's no good. Again, Haywood gets the rebound. Haywood for a third time. This time he's fouled by Washington. Washington just reached in and grabbed him before Haywood could get another putback attempt. That is going to be the 4th foul on Washington, the 4th team foul. So Atlanta had one to give there. Washington, smart foul to prevent Haywood from putting his team back out on top. And with 4:23 to play, Seattle still trails 85-84, but they have got the basketball. Boy, this is 2 weeks in a row that we have had just some wonderfully fun ball games here on the channel in the silver tier of the playoffs. Here's Brisker to inbound now for Seattle. They trail by 1. All 5 starters on the floor for both teams. Put a body on him, Coach Todd screams. The ball's in the hands of Brown. He's guarded by MARAVICH. He dumps it inside to Haywood, camping in the post. The short shot by Haywood is good, and he is fouled by Bellamy. What a play by Spencer Haywood. He gets the basket and the foul, And he has a chance to complete the three-point play here as he has put his team in the lead with 4 minutes, 13 seconds to play. The free throw by Haywood is good. 29 points, 13 rebounds for Spencer Haywood, and he has put Seattle up by 2. 87-85, can the Hawks answer? The offensive set runs down low. MARAVICH has it on top. Gives it to Gilliam on the outside. It's Gilliam who pulls the trigger. His shot is too strong, no good, and Freddie Brown takes the rebound for Seattle. It's 4-on-3 going the other way, but the Sonics with that 2-point lead are going to pull things out and reset the offense. 87-85, Seattle with the lead. Seattle with the basketball. Under 4 minutes now to play. Inside to Haywood. Haywood kicks it out to Snyder. Snyder can't get the jump shot to fall, but Brisker comes up strong with the offensive board. Seattle will reset. They work it into Haywood. Haywood with an open look from the baseline. He can't get that one to go. And Hudson takes the rebound for Atlanta. Gilliam from the wing shoots and scores. Nice fall-away jump shot by Gilliam. We're tied at 87. 3:30 to play. Al Red Sox fan imploring Pistol Pete to take the game over. Open for Seattle is Snyder. He gets the pass on the wing from Brisker. He fakes. He drives. And Snyder is called for the offensive foul. That's a couple of times that Snyder has been called for the charge. That is 5 on Snyder. So the two big players for Seattle, Dick Snyder and Spencer Haywood, each with 5 fouls now. We've got 3:20 to play. We're still tied at 87. Both teams now in the bonus. Salvador America asks the $64,000 question. Who is going to be the hero tonight? All those missed foul shots for the Hawks. They have missed 17 free throw attempts. MARAVICH with the basketball. Setting things up. He's going to call his own number. Clean pick and roll with Washington. MARAVICH gets into the lane and misses the finger roll. It's tipped around by Fox, and it goes in. It looked like that was going to fall off the rim. It was partially deflected by Jim Fox, but the ball rolls around and goes through. That's 31 for MARAVICH and a 2-point lead for the Hawks. 89-87. 3:10 to play. Seattle runs an inside screen. The pass goes into Fox, and Fox is fouled by Bellamy. Bellamy tried to fight his way through that screen, ended up committing the foul and sending Jim Fox to the line for a pair of free throws. 3:01 to play. Fox can tie the game if he hits these. Come on, refs, says Todd B. on the outside, on the chat room. Fox nails both free throws. We are tied at 89. 3 minutes to play. Atlanta basketball. MARAVICH with it on the perimeter. His jump shot is off target, and Jim Fox takes the rebound. It's 3-on-3 going the other way, and Freddie Brown opts to slow it down. But Brown now has a good look at a quick outside jump shot. That hesitation move got him open, but he couldn't get the jump shot to go. Brown catches his own rebound. Brown can't get a shot off amid the tall trees. He sends it to Snyder outside. Snyder with the fall-away jump shot. That's no good, but Jim Fox grabs the offensive rebound. Seattle with another crack at it. Fox to Brown. Brown to Brisker. Back to Fox on the baseline. His baseline jump shot is too strong. Tipped by Haywood, no good. And Lou Hudson with the rebound for Atlanta. Big rebound by Lou Hudson. Another big opportunity missed by the Supersonics. 2 minutes to play. We're tied at 89. MARAVICH with it out on top. Wants to attack. Cuts hard to the hoop. He's cut off by Fox. His shot is no good. Bellamy crashes the boards for the offensive rebound. Bellamy on the putback attempt. From the inside, has it knocked away and stolen by Brisker. Another huge defensive effort by Seattle. The pressure is getting to both these teams. Here's a quick outlet to Brown. Seattle with numbers in transition. Brown dribbling to his right. And the screen disappears. Brown gets it to Brisker down low. Brisker lays it up in good. 91-89, Seattle. Now with the lead, under 2 minutes to play. Can the Hawks find an answer? MARAVICH again has the ball on the outside. He calls for the screen. He gets an open look and he buries it. 33 for MARAVICH. We're tied at 91. A minute 36 to play. Coming down the stretch. They go to Haywood. Haywood forced away. Puts it up from the baseline on the double team. That's no good. Brisker crashes the boards for the rebound. Brisker on the putback attempt. Kicks it back out to Snyder. In they go to Brisker. Brisker to Brown. A triangle set here. They find Fox on the inside. And Fox lays it home. What a find by Dick Snyder in the clutch. Seattle takes the 93-91 lead on a brilliant pass by Dick Snyder into Fox, who lays it home. 14 now for Fox. Minute 20 to play. Atlanta once again needs to convert here. MARAVICH fakes, drives the lane, and he's called for the charge. Oh my goodness. Pistol Pete MARAVICH is called for the charge, and the fans here in Atlanta are livid. 1 minute to play, 93-91. Seattle needs a stop, or Atlanta needs a stop here. Seattle on the offense. Brown with it out on top. Pushes it into Haywood. Haywood fakes. He shoots. He scores! A huge basket by Spencer Haywood with 54 seconds to play. Seattle now is on top by 4. 95-91. Can the Hawks dig deep and recover? Sweet Lou Hudson is going to be the target man if they can get it to him. He gets it down low. He's got no place to go. He's forced to call time out. .41 seconds to play. Atlanta needs a miracle. Washington to inbound. They go to MARAVICH. MARAVICH shoots and misses, but Bellamy crashes the board for the rebound. Bellamy with the jump shot. That's no good. And Snyder takes the board for Seattle. And with 25 seconds to play, it's a two-possession game as Atlanta could not convert. Brown with the basketball, and we've got a backcourt foul on Bellamy. And that's going to send Dick Snyder to the line for 3 to make 2. And the fat lady is loosening up the pipes here. Snyder misses the first, but he'll get 2 more. Snyder hits the second. That's going to make it a 3-possession game here, and it's all over but the crying. Snyder hits the third. And it is now a 6-point game with 25 seconds to play. Salvador America says, Fat Lady is warming up, and YouTube tried to censor that comment, but I'll let it go through because I said it myself just a moment ago. Atlanta needs a quick shot here. And a timeout after the score. MARAVICH has it on the outside. Rises up from 15 and scores it. It's a 4-point game. Atlanta with the timeout. 16 seconds to play. Brisker to inbound for Seattle. Brown with it on the outside. Atlanta's going to go steal or foul. MARAVICH is on the outside. He grabs Brown, and that will send Brown to the line for 2. On the dead ball foul. A very good free throw shooter, 82%. How about High Caloric Lady is warming up? Meredith is ready as well with turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. All right, Brown hits both the free throws. Once again, it is a 6-point game. 14 seconds left to play. Atlanta working quickly. Once again, they go to MARAVICH. MARAVICH dumps it inside to Bellamy, and Bellamy drops it home. But we're down to 2 seconds to play, and it is still a 4-point game. Brown has the ball on the outside, and he's grabbed by MARAVICH. It'll be 3 to make 2 now with 1 second to play. Game was lost at the free throw line for the Hawks. Indeed, truer words were never spoken. As Brown steps to the free throw line, and ironically enough, misses the free throw. Second shot by Brown is also no good. What's going to happen here? Oh, it's 3 to make 2, so he's got one more crack at it here. Brown auditioning to play for the Hawks. He makes the third attempt. It's 195, 1 second to play. It's going to be Hudson. They're going to try and get it to Hudson for the final shot of the game. Gilliam is actually going to pull the trigger from outside. He scores it at the buzzer, and that will set your final 100-97, a 3-point win for Seattle. As we take a look at the final box score, Haywood with 31 points and 14 rebounds is your star of the game. Came up huge in the fourth quarter, and he played the last 9 minutes of the game with 5 personal fouls. Snyder, some big plays down the stretch. Jim Fox, 14 points and 17 rebounds. A disappointing night for the Hawks. Pistol Pete did everything he could do. 35 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 9 for 13 from the free throw line. But the rest of his teammates, Walt Bellamy, 1 for 8 from the free throw line. So despite 11 points and 18 rebounds, Walt Bellamy is wearing the goat horns in this one, as his miserable night at the free throw line proved to be costly. Fourth quarter scoring, indeed, it was Fox with 8 points for Seattle down the stretch, as they come up with a 30-26 fourth quarter. Haywood with a double-double. And to answer your question, Salvador America, we will bring the playoff bracket back on screen with the final score: Seattle 100, Atlanta 97, and the upstart Supersonics come from the bronze division and win the playoff round here in the silver division with an upset win over the top-rated Hawks. So next week, I think we're going to go with Boston and Phoenix in the third and decisive game of that series. As Seattle moves on, next week it will be Phoenix and Boston in the third and deciding game of the 2-7 matchup in the silver tier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for checking things out tonight. What a fun game we had. For the second week in a row, the game came down to the final action in the fourth quarter. D. Scott Howard, our Red Sox fan. Todd B., Salvador America. Who else did we have here earlier in the evening? Somebody else was here. Let's see. Jim Connell stopped in. Dave Gardner was here. JT was here. Cleveland Baseball Fan 879. A distinguished indeed cast of characters in the chat room tonight for all of the great action. Love having you guys in the chat room. Love the banter that we get from everybody. We talk some baseball. We talk some basketball. We saw an exciting basketball game. Got a little wrestling talk in. And thank you to everybody for checking things out from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Heartland Championship Wrestling on the air tomorrow. Be on the lookout. Keep an eye on Facebook. As soon as I figure out what time I am going to broadcast, I will post that on Facebook and on Discord. And we will see you tomorrow. And until then, that's our stream, and I am out of here.